Fun fact y'all didn't know, I gained a new addiction to Brawl Stars 4 months ago, and that resulted in me buying Brawl Pass Plus 4 times in a row and my wallet hating me. But I'm also going to try out video game development and modding in the future, and that requires art. So when I heard there was going to be a massive Supercell make, I decided on one brawler to test my skills. Carl. Yeah, I originally was going to do Carl, but then I thought Janet would be easier to do. Carl was assigned a super rare skin for make, so on paper he would have been simpler, but I gave up on him after looking at the turnaround. The skin I was originally going to make would be based off of Falcon from Bakugan, because they share the same voice actor and I thought Falcon armor would fit Carl. And then I saw the other brawlers. Chunk was one of them. I meant to make an alien themed skin, but someone beat me to it, and I'm glad they did because I ended up getting Desert Scorpion Chuck for the price of an epic skin. So my final chance was with Janet, and well, it could have turned out worse. A mechanized Phoenix was what I was trying to go with, mostly to fit the Max Force having King Crab Tick and Ultra Driller Jackie, and the campaign being renamed from Robots vs. Monsters. The goal of this skin is to avoid politics, why not both? So I hopped on Procreate and got the turnaround. The first step was the colors. Basically, I went with a mix of red and blue fire along with some gray for the armor portions. The face was easy. I had just got rid of the face tattoos under her eyes and made her facial features more flame-like. I also changed some small features like the little bits of hair. Those I made yellow to blend in with the fire. Something else I did was apply 100 blur effects on the skin like an idiot. The helmet was next and I went with a metallic color scheme. But again, I suck at art so it didn't really come out metallic looking, even when I applied the blur. Then for the decal, I took a stock image from Google, did some color swapping, adjusted it a little, and it actually kind of fits the model. For the part above the helmet, I did the same thing, except I added a little smudge effect and added an emblem to represent the increase in heat, because blue fire is hotter than red. I repeated the process for the limbs, and then I did something unique to Janet's gloves. They're now actual hands with a wristband, including an emblem to increase the heat of the arms. There's also an emblem on the shoulder pads to map out the direction of where the heat is increasing. Just a niche detail I wanted to point out. Then I did Janet's weapon, and no, it doesn't have a face on the front anymore. It's just the armor and emblem combined, that's all. And finally, the jetpack and wings. The jetpack was more egg-shaped than the usual rocket because, you know, birds. Then I made her wings by using the same stock image for the helmet, copy-pasted a bunch of times, and then applied most of the blur there. I'm definitely on someone's hit list. However, I was not so proud of the horrific side view of the wings. I did not know how to draw wings from a side view, so that was the cause of this being perfect. That was probably the worst part of the turnaround. And finally, the back view. I added another stock image and applied a bunch of edits to that, and I'm definitely added on someone's list if I wasn't before, like I said earlier. Then the Easter egg no one is probably going to notice because it's on the back of the model. I moved Janet's microphone's face to the back of the weapon as like a Jarvis-type companion. And because it's a mythic skin, I had to do the cosmetics. The pin was an edited version of Janet's default, which basically adds every edit from the front view except the blurring. And I also edited another Brawl Stars pin on top of that with the same edits from the stock images. And now I officially lost my artist status. Actually, I lost it 5 paragraphs ago. Actually, I never had an artist status. The player icon was the emblem on Janet's belt, nothing too special. Then the spray combines Janet's love for music with the fire theme. And yes, I used the same stock image again. Speaking of the belt, it's nothing too interesting. Instead of using like a metallic color scheme, I used like a glassy light color scheme. Then came the submission process. I needed a thumbnail, so I used a preview of the turnaround. The preview got submitted, and the next day, disaster struck. The Supercell make bots cropped almost every bit of the weapon. I did not know this was a thing, and I'll have to keep that in mind for the next make to move the turnarounds. There was also some fierce competition from actual artists, and not idiots like me. Some skins had a similar pyro theme to mine, which they did not steal the idea before anyone asks. I did not know this was a trend with these skins. Things got worse when Getty Core, the creator of Horus Bow and Nightmare Sandy, stepped in with his Janet skin. Then there was Bombshell Janet, another pyro skin, but this one was more of Janet's home turf than mine. Then there were the skins for the other brawlers like Masterminder Chuck, which was based off of Ultra Driller Jackie, Vicious Wind Carl, which was the closest thing y'all are going to get to the Falcon Carl. Then, as I was writing the script, I found out there was another Phoenix Janet skin. Mine I tried to keep original so that way people don't mistake it for Phoenix Crow. This one had a similar concept to mine, however there are no blue flames which made mine kind of unique compared to it, but not compared to Miracle Torch Janet. I basically combined 2 existing Janet skins from Make by accident. If I wasn't confident before, I definitely am not now. And I just want to make this clear again, no one stole skin ideas from anyone, this was just pure coincidence all around. I also added some lore on how Cyborg Phoenix came to be. Basically, she was the last of her kind on the brink of being killed. Why was she getting killed? I didn't explain, but she was about to die not only due to environmental factors, but the recklessness of the war sponge. She was then taken in by scientists, given her armor and her weapon. Little did those scientists know the fire would amplify due to the armor, and then she joined the Max Force. That's all you need to know. And with that, I will conclude this video. And if you still like the skin, you can vote down below. If I make it to finals, then so be it. I'll make another video even.